Welcome to my art studio. So I'd like to take you on a tour to see my art studio. So first, here's an overview of it. Do you not see the art studio? Well, let me show you. So here is where most of my supplies live. You can see that it just is the entrance into the living room. So right when you come into the living room, you're actually dropping into my home office there. So I don't have a dedicated room, but let me show you where I stash everything. So here, starting with the top shelf, I've got some antique tins that hold watercolor paper. This one's my favorite. And this one needs a restock for sure. So if I move the tins over, I have an old cigar box and I have acrylic gouache in here. Moving down, this has more acrylic gouache in it and mixed a little bit of regular Holbein gouache. Here in this basket, I have my watercolors. So I also have some Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s and some Derwent paint sets. Pretty much all have magnets on the bottom, so I can attach them to my Just Go sketching board to do painting on plein air. And I have a studio set here. Oh, I have a small Kuretake set, not the Nouveau, and some Neocolor 2s in there as well. Here I just have, this is what I was using this morning, so they're just there ready. I have another container here, and this has watercolor. So they're Daniel Smith watercolor. Here's one. And this must have been like an old jewelry box. And slides over, I also have some inks there for stamping. So in their drawers, this one is all Faber-Castell. I have them grouped by color. So there's a Faber-Castell Albert Dürer watercolor marker, a corresponding polychromos. And if gelatos are found in that nearby color, these are there here as well as the artist pens, spit pens. So again, these are all Faber-Castell, a little collection of gelatos. And then these are Micron pens. I have Faber-Castell pens, some Derwent pens as well. Okay, so down here we've got just some various materials, paintbrushes, some magnets for my plein air kits. These are extra Neocolor 2s and some Molitos. These are the colors that I tend not to use, so when I curate my own Neocolor 2 sets, I usually take these out, and they're a lot of extras. I've got some Caran Luminance, a very small collection, and some Tombow Erotogen. I have some Derwent pastels here. I like these a lot. I haven't used them in a little while. I've got Derwent Inktense and some Derwent Graphitint. And I usually try to keep the corresponding swatch card there. Here, I think this one is actually, yes, empty. And this one has clips for my sketchbooks. Here's some empty wood bowls if I need to fill them with some supplies to take with me to a table or the desk. In here, I have some random supplies. So we've got some extra towels for blotting our brushes, toothpicks for mixing paint in palettes, and some extra sharpener. This one has pastels in it. So I have some Unison color pastels. I also have some Sennelier pastels and some pan pastels. Again, swatch cards as well. Okay, let's restock it. So maybe it looks a little cumbersome that I have to open and close the drawers. So for me, they feel accessible, but pretty enough to be in the living room. I think that was the challenge. Here I have Poscas. I've got some Winsor & Newton watercolor markers. These are Stabilo pastel pencils. These are Derwent Drawing. And some Color Fast here in the corner. Got Derwent Light Fast. And Faber-Castell Derwent watercolor pencils. Derwent metallic pencils as well. Here, there is just a bolt of oil pastels, both water-soluble and non-water-soluble, and then some Poscas that I was using. And sometimes when I use something, I don't put it away right away, but I'll dump it in a little tray like that. We've got some ink blocks and some more Kuretake here. Here in this box is just a lot of miscellaneous glue, some rulers, some leads for pencils, and so forth. Under the TV stand, let me see if I can get lower. So here, under the TV stand, I have a Pashot box. Hasn't been used in a while. I emptied it out, but it's ready. It also has this on the bottom for the tripod, but I've taken off the mount for now. I have another Pashot box. This is Box and Paint. I like this one a lot. I know I've shown it in a video before, but I'm just showing the storage here. And this one does have the tripod mount ready to go. And then I've just got some reference books here, National Geographic, and some various landscape reference books. I've shown these before also in the antique haul video. Put that back. So the name of the game here is, for me, is accessibility, but also that it fits into the decor a little bit, since I do have to have everything out. I could put everything away in a drawer, but then I don't have it accessible, and some things I just like or admire. Here's some wooden bowls that I can, again, dump some materials in if I want to take it to a different section. Here's some favorite artist books or zines that I like. This one is by Melanie Chadwick, Landscapes of the Lizard, Volume 1. This is such a treat. Another favorite artist of mine is Crixus. This is her Calmtober zine. Very talented artist. This is my favorite illustrator in some books. You'll see that his style is not mine, but I so appreciate his style and his YouTube channel and just so much. But yes, you can see that's totally not me, but I do appreciate the artistry. On Emma's block book, she features other artists who are inspiring, and this is one of my very favorite artists. I won't say her name right this second, but I really want to see who recognizes, because when you know, you know. But I'll go ahead and say this is Dylan Merzwinski. She is a very favorite artist of mine. Okay, so let's put back all the faves. I don't have an extensive collection of art books. I tend to just have the people that I actually enjoy watching. Here we have more storage. We have some more wooden bowls. And then these are other reference books that I have. They're maybe well-known artists. This one, I just love the watercolor illustrations. And this one is illustrated by Cindy Derby. This is also illustrated by Cindy Derby. And I just love the watercolor and the edges and the softness. These are reference books that were recommended to me. This one is The Art of Iredell, which I'm sure many of you probably have. But I just love her illustrations. It's beautiful. Okay, the last one is just a children's picture book. But we'll put these back. And here is a Meeden storage. So I've got some Faber-Castell artist Pitt pens in here. I've got some Faber-Castell Polychromos. This opens up. I've got some Poscas and some more Faber-Castell Pitt pens. On this end, I have some washi. Let's bring that down a little bit. I've got some washi and some other tools. And on this other side, I've got more Poscas. But again, it's all in there. And yep, I'm looking at it as I'm watching TV in the evening, but it doesn't related really there. Okay, so as I walk over to behind the sofa, this is a work in progress, but my idea here was that I could paint here. This is one of my easels, and be able to watch YouTube or TV, whatever I have going on there. Down here, I just have some sketchbooks that are current or aren't full, so I can keep working on those. There's just some brushes and mounts, things like that. Okay, moving over here under the island, this one might be a little tricky, but if I come over to the last, pardon the vacuum cleaner, cabinet, and I open it up. So in here, I have some easels, pretty big. And there's a giant Moleskine and some other easels in there and some canvas pads. So that is what's in there. In this one, I have a Meeden books, you know. And it is simply an easel with some drawers. But that's what lives there. So it's ready to go. I don't have to really struggle with anything around it. Okay, moving over to the buffet or the side hutch, I have a few things in here. In this drawer, I have watercolor paper, watercolor pads, more watercolor pads, watercolor to replace in the tins that I need to trim. In this drawer here are various cutters. I have score and cutter, a bigger one under there. In here, I have my scanner if I want to scan any artwork into Photoshop, some paper. And on this side, I have some extra sketchbooks that are empty and some photo paper for the printer. This is really just another area to sit and art. So I can sit out here, have a view. Most of the time, it's pretty peaceful and quiet, like it is right now, unless somebody's out. Okay, there's a small part of my art studio down in my bedroom, so let me make my way down there and I'll meet you there. And the last part of my studio is down here in my bedroom. And so I have this secretary desk, and so I didn't have another place to put it, but here in the closet, so I tried to make something out of it by hanging a light and a mirror there to bounce the light back. It's kind of dark down here. And so this is a secretary. And so I have a few things in here. Got some fine liners, ink for my fountain pens, watercolor palette, some various loose papers. I've got some tools up here to use. So here I have some extra supplies. There's some erasers, there's tins, there's various bags, journaling materials here as well, a heat gun. In the next drawer, I've got some Montana can markers. There's some alcohol markers I don't really use, some more fine liners, alcohol markers again. I've got some Dr. P.H. Martin watercolor, some more Poscas, more acrylic gouache here, various connections, a dip pen. And then the very last drawer, there's some bigger tubes of acrylic paint and some empty containers, empty watercolor palette, and some erasers. Yeah, so I can just pull up this chair, swing it around, open this up, and then I have a little area here at my little sofa is just another little area to do art if I'd like. So I can look at the TV, I can pull up the tray, set it up, and then also I can keep a few things in here that I might be working on, but they're tucked away nicely. I hope you enjoyed that little tour of my art studio. Let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like to take a little bit closer look at. Thanks for watching.